Hello Virgo, and welcome to my Page Joy Guidance. My name is Lisa and I'm here to do a weekly reading for you for July the 15th to the 22nd, 2019. I'm here to bring in some channeled intuitive guidance for you to help you navigate your week, and anything that may come across your path is something that I'm asking your angels and guides to give us a heads up for. I say us because I'm a Virgo too. So we're using the Angel Tarot cards by Enduring Virtue, and then I'm going to ask for any piggybacking messages to come from the Angels of Abundance for you, for us. All right, I'm knocking to put fresh energy into the deck. What does Virgo need to know? What does the sign of Virgos, for those people who are going to be watching this video, what do all of us need to know about our week, July 15th to the 22nd. I'm sorry I'm looking off. I have quite a few guides that have filled the room. So we're going to get a lot of Virgo viewers apparently. It could just be my guides. Who knows? Okay, give me 1 second. Because I'm here for you guys, not for me. So what can I do? Let's see. Right, just one more to pull. 1 second. Okay, let me just look at them quickly and see what's going on. Okay. Okay. So, I'm not that happy, to be honest. Okay, so we got the Five of Fire. The Five of Fire is letting you know that there's some bothersome details coming on. There's some goals that are maybe competing. So competing maybe even for your time. So could be so many things that are thrown at you this coming week, and you're having kind of a problem deciphering like what gets 100% of your attention. And I'm going to assume it's going to piss me off as well maybe. But it's just showing that there could be possible conflict with others. Here's the thing. Mercury's in retrograde right now, which is like our ruling planet, okay? Mercury's the Virgo's ruling planet. And it's a notorious time for miscommunication and having what you're saying being interpreted the wrong way too. So this could be why there could be conflict with others. But I think if you just set the intention every day to what type of day you're going to have, and that anything that, you know, crosses you, not necessarily a bad way, but anything that happens in your day, that you're going to handle it in the best way possible. Calm, cool, collective. Something I've been working on for sure the last couple of years, but it's just like bothersome details. The thing that's piggybacking off that, it's telling you to have courage and belief in yourself with the Nine of Fire, okay, which is the Nine of Wands. Telling you not to give up. So whatever you've been working hard on, just kind of keep at it. It's going to pay off. So in case you are feeling thwarted, don't. Just feel confident that it will, I heard like it'll soon be picked up. So if it's something that you're working on, something that you're selling, something that, you know, you're hoping to sell, it could be a marketing thing, could be a workshop. It's something that you're doing in the timing. Maybe you were hoping that it was going to be scheduled by now. It's something it's bothersome details, and it's on your last nerve. But you know what? You can't control anything that's happening right now. So why sweat the small stuff, right? So having courage, believe in yourself. Well, we're pretty confident people. So just, you know, realize that you have done everything you could, and just keep pouring your heart and soul into whatever endeavor they're speaking of here that's happening for you this week, Virgo, okay? So the reason I was kind of starting off the reading that way, because we also got the Page of Air, and the qualities that our guides are asking us to, you know, they're wanting us to be logical, which we are. They're wanting us to be honest, to be careful about being impulsive, but remain curious, right? So it's challenging information coming our way. Not everybody, right? It's just, again, challenging information could be like the delay we weren't hoping for, or, you know, that it's going to take a little longer than expected. So challenging information, delays or changes to plans. Yeah. I mean, that's kind of a pain in the arse, right? But everything's going to work out. I just know it will. So, again, if the timing isn't there, what can you do to fill the time that you've maybe scheduled for something? Go for self-care. So it's also saying the truth is delivered without tact. Now, that kind of piggybacks off the other energy. Challenging information coming our way could be somebody challenging us with words, and really people should know better than to, not that they shouldn't mess with us, it's just we've kind of like crossed our T's and dotted our I's. We're usually crazy big experts in our field, both female and male, more so the males, I would say. Not that we aren't just as smart, it's just we're different, we're very different. But it would say, you know, just be careful how you handle yourself and be careful of how you communicate. And just maybe someone's expecting a certain reaction from you. And, you know, maybe when you hear how something's changed or they're expecting you to act a certain way, why don't you fool them? We also got the King of Water. And the King of Water exhibits a trustworthy, compassionate, respected, and a cultured personality. And we can exhibit that for sure. It's asking you to, it is a cups card. The water cards are cup cards in traditional tarot. And what it's saying is for you to open your heart and mind to those around you. You're going to be given trustworthy and heartfelt advice. Okay. So perhaps you're not one to ask for advice or to ask for guidance on a situation. Maybe you are to seek out a professional to, you know, just, how are they wording this? We have someone's guide here who I've never talked to, so just give me a minute. Yeah, they just want you to kind of like, there's a word for it. I can't even believe I'm drawing a blank on this. They just want you to go review something with somebody whose opinion you trust and just to get their take on it. And it's going to be someone who doesn't think the same way as you. So reach out to that person, whoever that person may be. This is also a card of, because it's about you being compassionate. So if you can give to a charity or if you can give of your time, maybe, you know, if something hasn't worked out in the timeline that you were hoping to have filled this week, maybe you can do something compassionate and something charitable this week. You know, obviously we can do small acts of paying it forward to be kind people, whatever way you can do that and whatever way you can obviously afford to do so. But this is about you being strong. So let's move on to the Queen of Earth, which is us female Virgos, it's the Earth card. And we are thoughtful, creative, warm, and sensible. Of course, yes, we are. No, but even for you male Virgos who are watching this, it's just asking you to be thoughtful, creative, warm, and sensible, which you guys are usually not. Don't get insulted. I'm not here to insult you. Now, one thing I found with this card, I'm going to zoom in for you. She is casting out, you know, a pot of gold. And whatever it is that all of us are working on, it's going to pay off. Okay, so that's really what this is. And it's going to be allowing you to use your creative attributes in order to bring this to you. Okay, and it's going to be something to be helpful to others. So it's something along the compassionate lines. I just know it is. And it's a creative project that maybe you're going to do in the meantime. I don't think it's something that you're working on. It's something that you've maybe put off, or something that your intuition has been telling you and your guides have been nagging you to start. So make time for those around you. So again, it could be, I'm not saying it's those less fortunate, but it's somebody you can mentor. Perhaps you can, you know, step back from your usual role and go, one second. Okay, so it's like, how can you pay it forward? Can you go talk to the juniors about, you know, maybe your career, and maybe, you know, if you've got some interns, I'm not quite sure. Obviously, all of us are in very different lines of work, but who can you mentor? Let's just say that. Who can you mentor in this time and space that is going to open up because something is not working on our timeline? Okay, so because the other statement of this is to deal with challenges in a kind and understanding manner. Again, it just looks like something's going to pop up, and it's just about us taking an approach that is just step back. And you might be like, but I am always calm. It's like, okay, but somebody might come at one of us, I will say, maybe without tact. And it's just a matter of like, it's not about us, right? Usually when people act up, it's really, at the end of the day, it's not really about us. So just, you know, step back and fill your time. Yeah, it's just, I don't know what on earth is going on. Obviously it's gonna be different because this is a general reading, and it's not just for one specific person. So whatever is coming up, fellow Virgos, we can handle it. Yes, we can. So I'm going to work with the angels of abundance, asking for some piggybacking messages or some clarifiers, please, for July the 15th to the 22nd. And I'm sorry that I look away. It's just how I see things. It's how I get my souls. Gosh, there's quite a few, really. So I have to keep my eyes on where they are. We'll do like a whole deck and they're like, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. I'm like, okay, okay. Just be patient. Okay, I've got them. Yeah. Ooh, really? Okay, where do we want to start first? Okay, well, one of those cards, just not really relevant, but you will still talk about it anyways. They're asking you to release resentments about money. And let me just read the statement. And as I read the statement, I'll allow the guides, because believe it or not, I can actually juggle two minds at once. It's bizarre. Yes, the money system of the world can seem upsetting, but holding resentment about finances just pushes your abundance away. Instead, see money as a tool that you can use to better the world. And this shift will help you to attract support these golden opportunities that are coming up for us. Okay, so okay, so you know, this kind of went back to the pay it forward, and it's not just about money. It's, you know what, again, I just think there's a small setback, and it's just, again, in timing, and what are we going to do to fill that void? So, you know, can you just kind of go out somewhere, like pay it forward somewhere? Can you just go back somewhere and mentor people, or just have check-ins with them and let them know that you're around and you're supporting them? And again, if it is about something that's upsetting you, maybe you've got to release some money you weren't expecting, and God only knows the male Virgos, they don't like that. This I know, because I've got enough Virgo guys around me to know your character really well, just like the Aquarius guys. Now, the thing is with retrograde, it's kind of a notorious time for electronics and things to break down or malfunction. So if this is something that's an expenditure and you're like really kind of pissed off about it, don't. You can afford it, and there's other things to put your energy into. So if something kind of happens where it just catches you by surprise, like a big expense or a repair that needs to be done, it could be just, again, that could be a big part of the message, just like the way that you're going to handle it, just chill out, right? How can you, you know, for those of you who are well off and perhaps hold on to things a little too tightly, how can you give back, and can you maybe go shopping and fill bags and just go drop them off or donate them, especially those of you who have access to know who's in need more than the rest of us. So could be even just checking out your local church, whatever you can do just to be kind and use your resources wisely. So if you feel like whatever is taking you by surprise is kind of putting you in a negative frame of mind, what can you do to be more positive? What can you do to change your own energy? Okay, so we got another, like, face your financial fears. So it says, when you're honest with yourself about fears of success or failure, they can no longer control you. Be free of hidden fears by exposing them to the light of awareness, and you'll realize that you, in fact, have nothing to fear. And that in every successful person, they've struggled with and released these self-doubts. So it's kind of self-explanatory, but, you know, I think it's a self-worth thing as well for some people, because I know that there's a lot of people who maybe are afraid of putting themselves back out there, or thinking like maybe you'd like to leave the position you're in because it's just not paying you what you know you're worth, and you're afraid that, what if I put myself out there and the next job I don't get paid as much? Whatever this is about us moving into our divine life purpose, it should never be centered around money and how much I'm going to get paid when I'm there. Obviously, we all have to make enough to support ourselves and our family. You're preaching to a choir here as a single mama, but all of us have struggled. So if you're struggling right now in any way, and you know things are tight, to just do your best, whatever you can do to put yourself out there, or even ask for help on making some better decisions with money, perhaps even visiting the bank and talking to someone about helping to, you know, break things down so you're spending better, or calling the companies and, you know, getting a cheaper internet or cheaper, whatever you have to do, that's what you have to do. So don't be fearful about money, because you're just going to attract more of that crap. Okay. This is really driving me crazy because they got the sever vows of poverty. It's a lot to do with money, and it's usually about resources too, or not having enough. And it could be, it could not, this card could possibly, you feel poverty in love. It could be poverty in some area of your life. So like maybe a whole area of your life is going really, really well, and then there's a big lack. So it's usually about lack. So it says, dear one, there's no need to suffer or sacrifice. Hold the intention of undoing any vows of poverty or self-denial that you have made, consciously or unconsciously, in any lifetime. And as you do, all effects of these vows will be undone for everyone involved and in all directions of time. Now that's so easier said than done. I would actually suggest that you go online and actually read about this, because a lot of us, you know, whether you believe in past lives or not, they exist. And that's why people feel so familiar, is because you're here to do work with them. You're here to join in them in some way, to make differences. But when you are working hard and you are moving up in the world and you still have financial fears and you just don't feel that you are worth, you know what I mean? Like, if you've never really gotten that career where you've gone above a certain level of money that is like your goal, you've got to release these vows of poverty. And you could just do a Google search on that and read up on that and maybe break those contracts through a meditation, okay? And talking to your guides. This is the card I was talking about, like I don't really care about it, being a conscious consumer. You have the power to help and heal the world with your decision to only buy products and services that are ethical and environmentally friendly. And I don't care about that. I just think it's a funny message to come through. But maybe you are making some renovations to the house and they're asking you that you could be more environmental in your approach. Perhaps as a conscious consumer, you choose to invest in fair trade and organic goods. You live simply and you purchase only what you need. Oh, someone's guide is throwing them under the bus. Okay, listen. Someone is living a very lavish lifestyle and spending in order to look a certain way. Oh boy. I'm so not like this, but there's like two types of Virgos, ones who are lavish and ones who are practical. They're asking you to be very aware, that last statement. Not that you have to live simply when you're successful. You do not. You can still have nice things, but it looks like some of you are going overboard to prove something or to show off. Don't show off. Don't be egotistical. The last card that came through is the card of partnership. And it says, allow healthful, supportive partnerships into your personal life and your career, and both parties benefit as a result. You're receiving help from heaven and from a person who brings needed skills and resources. This obviously could be in business, and it could be obviously in love and relationships. Asking your partner or the person you hold nearest and dearest in love to your life, because that person has skills that you perhaps don't and can see a different side of the situation. So again, whatever might happen, whatever transpires this week, you need that sounding board. It could be someone, again, that you look towards as a mentor, or it could be your own significant other or a partner that you share, you know, responsibilities at work with, okay? But because it says, you know, your personal life and your career. So, you know, how are you receiving help from heaven? Perhaps they're bringing someone into your life to be a benefit to you in some way. So, you know, spend some time with that person. You know, maybe your energy needs to be around someone who's good for you, okay? So all the best, Virgo. If you've liked this video, you can give me a thumbs up and a subscribe. I'd appreciate it to help me build my channel, help me grow. Bye guys, have a great week.